The art of truthful voice, throat alchemy, luminous boundaries, and creative prosperity. A long-form channel transmission blending transpersonal and humanistic psychology, quantum NLP, biodecoding, mind power, and Christic consciousness into a living practice of impeccable expression. Taragala Sintrakare, quantum opening. A river of tone rises from the belly to the sky, and the air becomes a cathedral for meaning. Words gather like birds returning to a trusted hand. Breath rests in the ribcage, and the sternum unlocks a quiet sun. The body remembers that voice is not only sound, but presence. The field listens and arranges itself with new geometry. Agreements clarify. Boundaries grow soft at the edges and firm at the center. Truth turns into a medicine that nourishes the speaker and the listener at once. Dasarka, Section 1. Deep Gaze, the myth of the luminous throat. There is a bridge of sapphire light between heart and mind that artisans of spirit call the luminous throat. On one side lives the warmth of empathy and devotion. On the other side lives the clarity of vision and discernment. When the bridge is open, love and lucidity dance as one movement. When it narrows, speech fragments into performance and silence grows heavy with unspoken truth. Within this mythic landscape walk recognizable companions. The herald, who announces beginnings with dignity. The keeper of the gate, who blesses a sovereign no so the authentic yes stays pure. The weaver, who arranges tone, timing, and texture so message and medicine meet. The fire tender, who keeps courage lit during storms of doubt or conflict. The child of stars, who sings playfully and brightens labor into art. Voice as archetypal river follows three bends one. Recognition of the story held in silence, oversharing, people-pleasing, or reactive speech. 2. Reconciliation with the moments when voice could not protect the body or when truth cost belonging. 3. Reconfiguration into alignment where expression, value, and boundary form a single gesture of love with a spine. When the river flows, life stops asking for guarantees and begins answering to coherence. Offers become invitations rather than entanglements. Listening turns into a sacrament. Every sentence becomes a small temple where reality reorganizes around clarity, compassion, and exactness. Cikazne, Section 2, Scientific and Psychological Foundations, Humanistic Psychology. Honors congruence, unconditional positive regard, and authenticity. Voice becomes the meeting point between inner experience and outer behavior. Self-acceptance lowers performative pressure and frees precision without harshness. Values anchor speech into integrity rather than approval hunting. Transpersonal psychology widens identity beyond the mask of opinion. Expression becomes a channel for archetypal intelligence and meaning larger than the personal storyline. Numinous states support de-identification from shame and open access to courage, creativity, and compassionate truth. Neuroscience of voice and regulation indicates that state precedes story with remarkable influence. The polyvagal perspective describes how social engagement tone depends on physiological safety. Breath lengthens the exhale, facial muscles soften, and the middle ear tunes to human voice frequencies. In this state, articulation improves, timbre warms, and prosody communicates trust before words complete their path. Neuroplasticity confirms that repeated, emotionally salient practice rewires motor and cognitive circuits. Short, consistent drills stabilize new vocal habits better than rare heroic efforts. Language and cognition show that frames shape experience and behavior. Metaphor directs attention, and attention directs physiology. Words that dignify the other and the self reduce defensive activation and preserve access to creativity during negotiation. Conversational analysis highlights tempo, turn-taking, and repair as markers of healthy dialogue. The most effective voices blend clarity of claim with generosity of listening. Behavioral economics of expression reminds that pricing, boundaries, and offers are language events. Loss aversion and anchoring color, both sides of a conversation. Structured scripts and ritualized pauses reduce impulsivity and protect relationships. The nervous system recognizes rituals as safety rails and rewards them with steadier tone and steadier decisions. Section 3. Biodecoding applied, somatic cartography of voice. The body writes the autobiography of expression with exquisite honesty. Biodecoding reads this alphabet with reverent curiosity and partners it with medical care when needed. The following correspondences operate as contemplative maps rather than rigid claims. Throat and thyroid. Rhythm of expression and permission to take up space. Tension, dryness, or frequent irritation often mirror histories of holding back, accommodating beyond truth, or rushing to speak without inner consent. Liberation pathway, warm liquids, slow exhale practices, daily sentences that name value without apology, practical scheduling that protects time to craft words. Jaw and TMJ. Boundaries, withheld anger, and unfinished speech. Clenching signals the body guarding an unvoiced no or bracing for impact. Liberation pathway, gentle jaw release, humming on a comfortable pitch, short boundary scripts practiced aloud, and renegotiation of overextended commitments. Tongue and palate, taste for truth and articulation. Numbness or heaviness points to fatigue from translating self for acceptance. Liberation pathway, tongue stretches, vowel ladders, reading your own mission out loud in a calm room, shifting from self-explanation to clear offers. Ears. Receptivity and relational mapping. Overload occurs when listening becomes hypervigilance rather than attunement. Liberation pathway, scheduled silence, nature sound baths, limits on devices, and the practice of asking for clarifying summaries instead of carrying the entire weight of interpretation. Upper back and necks, responsibility for others' emotions and stories. Pain flags the posture of carrying what does not belong. Liberation pathway posture rituals, the sentence I release what is not mine, and shared agreements that distribute roles with fairness. Somatic signs of release appear gently, yawns, sighs, warmth, tear dew, spontaneous humming, softer eyes, and a neck that rotates freely. The body confirms that truth is entering the room and that safety is returning to the village of cells. Door. Section 4. Quantum NLP Tools. Protocols for Throat Alchemy. Wendana Lodias. 4.1. The Alignment Triangle. Intention. What you will say and why it matters. State the emotional tone that matches the intention. Action. A micro-behavior that proves congruence. Protocol 1. Write one sentence intention in affirmative form. 2. Generate the matching state with breath and posture for 90 seconds. 3. Take a 2-minute action that embodies the intention, such as sending a respectful boundary line or recording a clear offer. Repeat daily for 21 days. The triangle teaches the nervous system that truth and safety belong together. 4.2. Submodality. Tuning for voice confidence. 1. Recall a scene of solid expression. Enlarge the image, brighten it, bring it closer to the chest. 2. Reduce a scene of self-censorship to postcard size, grayscale it, and move it far behind the left shoulder. 3. Press thumb to middle finger to lock the empowered configuration. 4. Test by reading a paragraph of your offer and feeling the anchor hold. 4.3. The compassionate swish for reactive speech. 1. Identify the snapshot just before a reactive phrase appears, such as a raised eyebrow or an inner surge. 2. Create a replacement snapshot that shows you breathing, pausing, and choosing a dignified sentence. 3. Swish rapidly 5 to 7 times, overlaying the replacement onto the trigger while exhaling softly. 4. Rehearse with a trusted friend or camera until the new path fires automatically. 4.4. Boundary scripts with somatic seals. Resource sentence. My time and attention are sovereign resources. Kid gentle no. Thank you for reaching out. This request exceeds my current bandwidth. I can offer this alternative or these timelines. Repair. I see where I fell short of our agreement. This is the concrete step I am taking to restore integrity. Somatic seal touch thumb to ring finger and let the head float as if a string lifted the crown. 4.5. The 90-second offer. 1. Name who it is for. 2. Name the result and the felt experience. 3. Name the boundaries and what is not included. 4. Name the price and the first step. Record, listen, remove apology and hype, keep evidence and warmth. Darwarkaro. 4.6. The 5-minute field reset. Minute 1, shake and stretch to discharge static. Minute 2, hand on heart, hand on navel, coherent breathing. Minute 3, speak a 3-line decree. Minute 4, visualize a sapphire sphere around the throat with soft radiance. Minute 5, perform one concrete action aligned with voice, such as sending the email, saying the line, or scheduling the conversation. 4.7, quantum affirmations with breath metrics. I speak with tenderness and structure. My voice carries value and leaves the other more free. Truth and prosperity travel together in my field. Inhale 4, hold 2, exhale 6, whisper the affirmation on the exhale, and see it land in calendars, contracts, and gestures of care. Dala, Section 5, Spiritual Perspective and Christic Consciousness. Christic consciousness welcomes voice as logos embodied, not as domination but as creative order aligned with mercy. The word becomes bridge rather than weapon. Forgiveness does not erase boundary. Forgiveness remembers wholeness and then speaks with clean edges. Buddhist right speech offers 4 jewels that harmonize beautifully with the Christic heart. Truthful, timely, beneficial, and delivered with loving kindness. These jewels do not demand perfection. They invite a tone that elevates the conversation and preserves dignity. Arcturian mentors emphasize thought hygiene and coherent geometry. Their transmissions place a blue Merkaba at the throat as a stabilizer for alignment between vision, value, and vow. Pleiadian friends add play, beauty, and song so the path does not become iron. Andromedan guidance contributes fidelity to cosmic law and the serenity of long horizons. Seraphic currents descend as vertical fire that clarifies motive and burns away the theater of people-pleasing. From this weave, voice becomes sacrament. A sentence becomes a ceremony. Silence becomes a chalice that holds the space where the next right word ripens. Listening becomes hospitality to the soul of the other, without surrendering the stewardship of your own. Section 6. Integrative Ritual. The Temple of Sapphire Breath. Purpose. Unify mind, body, and spirit through daily vocal coherence that supports boundaries, truth, and creative prosperity. Frequency. Daily for 21 days or as a 40-day devotion. Duration. 20 to 25 minutes. Preparation. A white candle, a small bowl of water, a blue scarf or ribbon, and a smooth stone. Draw a simple flower of life or 6-pointed star and place it under the bowl. Silence devices and let the room exhale. Phase 1. Earth anchor, stand with soft knees and feet hip width. Inhale as if the souls drink up quiet strength. Touch the stone to the low back and affirm, I am supported, I am resourced, I am entrusted with care. Place the stone on the altar and feel the spine lengthen by one gentle breath. Phase 2. Heart sun. Right hand on chest, left on navel. Breathe in a 4-2-6 rhythm for 6 cycles. Speak 3 vows. I choose presence over performance. I choose clarity over drama. I choose generosity without self-abandonment. Light the candle and perceive a soft golden field 2 meters around you. Phase 3. Sapphire throat. Lift the bowl to the forehead and imagine starlight raining into it. Anoint brow, throat, and heart with 3 droplets. Place the blue scarf loosely around the neck. Intone slowly, Arca tu ra lumen. Hum on one comfortable pitch for 60 seconds and let the jaw hang like a relaxed door on oiled hinges. Phase 4. Quantum NLP seal. Write 1 sentence intention, 1 micro action under 2 minutes, and 1 boundary to honor today. Say each aloud while touching thumb to middle finger. Place the paper under the stone. Phase 5. Offering and closure. Blow the candle with gratitude and keep the inner flame alive. Pour the water at the roots of a plant later in the day. Wear or carry the blue ribbon as a reminder that softness and structure are allies. Weekly expansions. 1 10-minute singing session addressed to your future self. 1 letter of appreciation or repair read aloud under open sky. 1 generosity ritual given without expectation of return, such as mentoring a beginner, amplifying another creator, or gifting time to a community elder. Flow invites flow. Yes, Serito high vibration closing. Master phrase. I speak as love with a spine and move as clarity with a smile. 24-hour quantum challenge. Express one compassionate boundary in one sentence. Deliver one concise offer that another person can feel and measure. Document both in a ledger titled Evidence of Alignment. Activation code. Rest one palm on the throat and one on the chest and sound Canare Lumina Verbum Solaris Elion. Feel the cranial vault brighten, the neck lengthen, the jaw release, and the sternum glow like a quiet sun. The field receives the signature and aligns to serve coherence, beauty, and dignified prosperity. Star affirmation. My words are bridges. My silence is a chalice. My boundaries are gardens where trust can bloom. Con amor, Andrew.